got the money and ran. Charlie Kirk is dead now. Charlie Kirk is dead now. So we clap our hands and we do the money dance. Trump's a homosexual. Trump is a for beefing with Iran.
Oh, he seems lovely. For our internet story for the day, this one's like funny but confusing, and I don't believe it. I think it's fake. I think we're being baited. But everyone is talking about this on Twitter, and it's made quite a buzz on social media because this guy built up a following claiming to be a black MAGA supporter. So a black Republican, like making videos and being like, I left the Democrats, I love President Trump, all this stuff. And he has now come out and admitted or claimed that he was actually just scamming MAGA and taking their money. And he never believed any of it, and it was just a grift. So here's a tweet that blew up. Breaking, TikToker who pretended to be a Trump supporter now claims he scammed MAGA supporters out of $30,000. The man who portrayed himself as a Trump supporter from 2024 until last week frequently shared emotional stories about personal tragedies and often asked MAGA followers for help. He has now released a video mocking MAGA supporters Charlie Kirk and President Donald Trump. Wow, way to commit to the grift if true. Right, those are all just allegations against this guy, and the truth is kind of confusing and hard to decipher because I did look into him and it's a little unclear how much money he actually did or did not receive. But here's a video where he says, I scammed MAGA. It's actually like the audacity, because if what he's saying is true, I think he may be committing to a crime. But anyway, here's that video of him.
I scammed MAGA for 30 bands. I got the money and ran. Charlie Kirk is dead now. Charlie Kirk is dead now. So we clap our hands and we do the money dance. Trump's a homosexual. Trump is a for beefing with Iran. Why you trying to bomb Iran?
Oh. He seems lovely. Just had to throw in there the mockery of Charlie Kirk being dead. That's not at all nasty and doesn't make you a piece of crap at all, except it totally does. But this dude has been posting pro-MAGA content for years. Like, I went back not that far on his page, but it was back to 2024. So if it was actually all a scam, it's like a long-running bit. But that said, part of me believes it, because when I go back and I watch his old videos, there's like something off. Like it doesn't seem real. I'm going to show y'all one of his videos that is from a little while ago, and you tell me, like, does this seem like he was faking? To me, it kind of does.
MAGA family, my fellow Trump supporters, Mary from New York put a whole down payment for me to live in this nice, beautiful penthouse in New York City for a whole year. Thank you so much, Mary. I had nowhere to go. I was homeless, and I couldn't thank you enough. MAGA family, this is what being a great patriot and a great American citizen is all about. Mary helped me when I was at my worst, and she knew I had nowhere to go, and I just can't thank you enough, Mary. I love you. MAGA family, I'll never turn my back on y'all, and you guys are the reason why I'm still here today and still functioning, because you guys told me and taught me to never, ever give up, and I'm fighting for what I believe in, and it paid off. I'm now in New York City, and Mary, thank you again so much for the apartment. I love you, and you're forever in my heart.
So, this just doesn't seem real. I don't believe that he is in a penthouse, or if he is, I don't believe it's one he lives in. I don't believe Mary exists. I don't believe she really sent a year-long down payment for him to live in a penthouse. And if she did, she's extremely gullible, and that's really sad, and she shouldn't have done that. And her kids she's probably some ancient woman who's like losing it, and her kids should probably take away the like checkbook. But how did people not see this at the time and like have their alarm bell? So we're gonna come back to this with this story because there's a couple more layers to this. To me, it's a media literacy story, because it seems something was always off about this dude. None of his content, going back and watching his videos, seems authentic or real, or like he was actually a MAGA supporter. Yet he did gain some followers, and at least he claims to have gotten a lot of financial benefits from the followers. He claims in many of his videos they bought him stuff, sent him money, helped him with things. And like, I suspect that never actually happened, and that was always a lie, and it was always a bit. But if it did, and you scam these people, I mean, I don't know, that could be some sort of crime to deceive people and take their money, tell them it's for something and use it on something else. Like, at some point, that's some kind of fraud. No, and regardless, how is any of this something that you should like be proud of or feel good about? Just attention at any cost, I guess. I mean, that's a sad reality of the world we live in, is that like people are just desperate to go viral, get clicks, get any kind of attention online. But like the original video, he's like, I scammed MAGA. It's like annoyingly catchy. Shouldn't you be embarrassed to admit to scamming anyone? Like, don't we agree that scamming people, lying to them, tricking them out of their money is unethical? Regardless of who they vote for or if they have political views that I don't really share? Like, I wouldn't feel good about if I came on here and I was like, a group I totally disagree with, right? Like, I scammed non-binary people. I got them to buy me a penthouse and I told them I was non-binary. It's like, wait, no, I wouldn't be proud of that because that would make me a bad person. Even though like non-binary is like fake and gay, it doesn't matter. It's like, it's still wrong to scam people. And I know that everything is terrible and like no one, I mean, we're literally at the point where people are just endlessly watching AI Love Island, but all the characters are fruits and it's getting 10 million views on TikTok. Like, I know we're cooked. We're just absolutely generationally, apocalyptically cooked at this point. But I thought we still agreed scamming people wasn't good. Or is that just me? Am I just like naive? I mean, I am. But like, seriously? Anyway, he's now like trying to do damage control because this is blowing up and he's getting a ton of scrutiny because he claimed to have scammed people, which is potentially a crime. And regardless, something people are going to be very upset about. And now he's trying to claim he didn't really, and he's trying to walk it back and explain. It's just like, this dude clearly needs psychological help. Something is wrong with this man's. Let's watch his latest follow-up video.
Hey, everybody, MAGA supporters, Trump supporters. I never received no money. I'm not a scammer, and this was all satire content. Everything was satire. I did it to go viral. I always wanted to go viral since a kid.
Okay, I already have a couple thoughts on this. I never received no money. Okay, but you, in many of your videos, you claim to have received money, like the one I just showed you. So you're saying I didn't actually scam those people. I'm just a pathological liar who lied for a year. You get how that's not really like a lot better, right? Right? I can't be the only one who doesn't think that's that much better. And he just admitted that he just always wanted to go viral and he's just desperate for clicks or attention of any kind. And I don't feel bad for him because, like I said, he's a liar. But part of you feels bad for people in general who lack meaning in their lives and are caught up in these toxic incentives to just, they're desperate to go viral. I mean, even I'm susceptible to that, right? Like I really crave views. When my views go down, it really dampers my mood, or when I get, my stuff's just not hitting the same. And it's hard, but at the end of the day, I would never stoop below my morals just for clicks. I would never lie to people just for clicks like this. And it's not an excuse. I craved attention. Okay. That's why people do terrible. Like, that's not a defense of your actions. It might be an explanation, but it's not a moral defense at all. And it just makes you look kind of pathetic, dude. Like, I don't know.
To go viral since a kid, and it was all just like a joke to me. I was playing a character to go viral. It wasn't making no money off it. I never made no 30,000. I didn't make any money off it. That's why you're not gonna really see, no one's gonna come forward and say that they gave me money, because it really wasn't that. I was in a bad situation in my life during that time. I was really going through stuff, and I really had issues, family issues. I didn't have money and stuff, so everything was real. But I just tried to play it out and make a good story to it so it could go viral. Because
well, everything was real, but also you just admitted that you lied all those times. So which is it? You get how it can't be both of those things, right? Like, I can't be the only one. This dude seems unwell to me. He seems really unstable, and it's sad almost. I mean, again, he's not a victim, but it is sad how the internet, like, chews up and swallows and spits out people like this. And he got, he went on there and he maybe just thought it was being funny, made one joking video about, I'm black and I love Trump. Send me support, people. Like all the other people are so mean to, and he got flooded with positive attention, even if he's telling the truth now, which again, I just have no idea because he's clearly a pathological liar. And they never sent him any money. He clearly was still addicted to the feedback, the social feedback, even if he wasn't actually getting money. Even if whatever chick supposedly bought him the year at the penthouse, even if that never happened, and I actually believe that never happened, he was clearly addicted to the positive feedback. He's just sad because, like, did no one ever at home tell him like that he was worth something and that they cared about him, that they were proud of him, and so he needed random gullible boomers on the internet to think that and tell him that? It's just sad. I'm not excusing his actions, but as this goes on, I originally was like, wow, what a terrible person. And I still think he's a bad person for doing this. But now I also just think he's a broken person with clear issues. I don't know. Let's just watch the rest of this.
I wasn't making no money off it. I never made no 30,000. I didn't make any money off it. That's why you're not gonna really see, no one's gonna come forward and say that they gave me money because it really wasn't that. I was in a bad situation in my life during that time. I was really going through stuff, and I really had issues, family issues. I didn't have money and stuff, so everything was real. But I just tried to play it out and make a good story to it so it could go viral because that's what America loves, a story. You know what I mean? But I never scammed anyone. I really was MAGA, but my views changed. But yeah, that's all I want to say. I didn't really do nothing, and that's just my message to y'all.
I feel like he's still gaslighting us because at the beginning, he said it was always satire. And then at the end, he says, I really was MAGA, but my views changed. Once again, those things can't go together. The truth is, listen, I've had enough of this guy. Y'all need to not give money to people on the internet. Who knows whether he really did or not, or support without some basic due diligence. Because this happens all the time, whether in this case, whether it did or not, where people get taken advantage of by somebody offering something that's exactly what they want to hear and they don't ask questions or look below the surface. We got to be a little more, like, the critical thinking is really not in the room with us at this point as a country, especially like the kind of older, not to say all of y'all, some of y'all are extremely smart because you watch the Brad versus Everyone podcast, but like the older gullible people who are not so in tune with the internet, they see a video of a person talking about politics and they like don't ask enough tough questions or double like critically think about it. Like, is he really MAGA? If he's saying he's in a penthouse, but he's not showing us anything that's a penthouse. He's just showing us a window into a city that we can't really tell what it is. Like, you see how that's not really adding up if you ever thought about it a little bit deep like that, but people just don't on the internet in the way they would in real life most of the time. And that's like the takeaway here. We all need to stop being so naive and gullible and like accepting of just at face value things and people presenting themselves, especially in this age where, and I see this all the time, so many people online are being paid to do stuff and say stuff and not disclosing it the way they're legally required and definitely required by all the platforms to do, and they just don't. All these people posting Polymarket, posting Kalshi, this different stuff, and it's not disclosed. They're paid to post that. They're getting thousands of dollars. It's like, maybe not all of them, a lot of them are. And I know firsthand people who've done it and who are not fully disclosed. Some are disclosing, but others aren't. And there's like, it's true for so many of these things. When you suddenly see a political influencer who's normally just talking about national news, posting about this one random thing somewhere, it's probably paid. It's probably a covert influencer operation. And so everybody needs to apply like 1,000% more critical thinking and scrutiny when it comes to people online speaking about politics, presenting themselves as sympathetic or asking you for anything. Okay? And then we'll avoid this kind of thing ever happening again. That's my take. Y'all have to let me know. Do you feel bad for him? Homie here, the heartstrings, he's really the victim in his telling. I don't. And I think he should probably be permanently banned from some of these apps for misrepresenting himself. And he should really just delete social media and like go to church, go to therapy, call a family member, seek help in some way, because this is pathetic at this point. That's my take, but y'all have to let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't yet, to hit the like button while you're at it. And that'll be it for today's episode of the Bread versus Everyone podcast. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll talk again real soon.